Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Ben One, and right now you're watching the record pool.
Move your body, move your body. Let the music take control. Move your body, move your body. Let the music take control. Move your body, move your body. Let the music take control. Move your body, move your body. Let the music take control.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Summertime Fan, and I'm back with the record pool. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you already knew probably, but ain't no telling. So, I told you we were gonna have a special guest on the show sooner or later, but y'all didn't know who it was. It's Ben One, and I'm so honored that he's even sitting right here with me.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Hey, she's the best, man. She's the best.
And shout out to Vito for helping me out and setting this interview up. So, shout out to you.
Big
And
love, Vito.
yeah, so
That's my brother.
I'm like really excited because I'm like, I ain't never get to see Ben like in person. And I'm like, we used to listen to your song like when we was little. We don't even know what anything was going on. We was just like, oh, we like this. I'm like, now I'm like, I get to sit with like who I was listening to on the bus ride home. Like,
That's
yeah, see,
crazy.
you look good.
That's crazy.
So if y'all don't know who Ben One is, y'all make sure y'all check out his song. And it's had like, I think you had like 11 million views now.
Yeah.
You up there.
Right.
So it's him featuring Shauna. Is my girl, right?
Yes.
Just want to make sure I got that right.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, how did you like come about and say like, hey, music is what I want to do. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
Well, I got started early.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? My mother started me and my brothers off singing. We had a group by the name of Strong,
Oh.
which we represented the Shy for the longest. Got signed to Frank Thomas label, Undeniable. And man, from there, I already knew what I wanted to do. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You give me the option to do something other than, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got a lot of love for the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I agree.
yeah.
I think you do. I think like you know, we're seeing you especially supporting like other artists. And I'm like, you know, you don't sometimes you see it but you don't see it as heavily like from artists
Right.
who made like, you know what I'm saying, a name for themselves. Like
Right.
Ben has like, oh my gosh, like his views is amazing. I looked on that, I said, I just want to see. I'm just curious because this is like 11 years ago, like that
Yeah,
song came out,
yeah.
and I was like, how did you even like get into it with Shauna?
It's crazy. Actually, we created Never Leave. I did not want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. That song was created for my brother, Mush Millions,
Oh wow.
because he had an opportunity with Terror Squad. So one of my guys told me, "Hey B, I'll create something for Mush
Okay.
because we need something more commercial."
Right.
So I ended up creating the record and putting it together, and I guess Mills kind of he didn't think that
That was
it
the
was
boy.
really good or
Yeah.
whatever. So my guy came to the crib one day and was just like, hey, he didn't record anything on it. Why don't you go ahead and write 2 verses? You will probably hear within the verses, I'm gonna keep it real, because that's how I do. I'm actually just skimming through it. I'm not really like thinking about it, but I know overall
Okay.
like this is something that I've been through.
Right,
Cool.
right.
Maybe this may work. Cool. Let me get it out the way. Here you go.
Right.
You know what I'm
did,
saying?
Yeah. I was saying.
And it's so crazy because I spend a lot of time doing the R&B music.
Right.
So I have more R&B records than anything, and I got this one record that sounds
Yeah.
different from everything.
I think
know
it
what I'm
does,
saying?
yeah. Because I was like,
Yeah.
when I was listening to the other songs, I'm like this. But it's a good thing though because it's like, man, this will give you like a different like a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's not the same exact one. It's like, okay, boom, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? Listen to whatever you want to listen to because I got everything you want.
Right, right.
And that's what I felt like it did because I'm like, oh my god, like with the little when you incorporated Shauna in there, I was like, man, that's kind of like it was different. And it was like, and I think that's why I liked it so much. Like even when I was
Yeah,
younger, I'm like, I like
yeah.
the beat. I like everything about
Thank you.
it.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, Ben was like my childhood like superheroes in my head. Like Ben saved the damn
I'm
music.
honored. I thank you.
No, I thank you.
For real.
Cause I think you did like save cause I wasn't like when I was younger I was like I ain't like R&B like that.
Yeah.
I liked I wanted to hear like you know what I'm saying the trapper music. I want to hear
yeah,
like
I
Lil
got you.
Boosie. I want to hear
I
these
got
type of
you.
people. But it's like when Big came on the scene, it's like okay, yeah, I can listen to some R&B now. Like this is dope. So I think what advice that you could give like for other artists that's upcoming, coming on the scene and that's already been in the music game for so long, like you were before you started.
Yeah, well, I would say, number one, you have to believe You know what I'm saying? You have to believe in yourself and believe from the right place. You know what I'm saying? Because as we know, any career is up and down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a career is built off of ups and downs. So you're going to have some good times, some bad times.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to like the level of strength that you have, it's going to determine everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So believe in yourself, number one. And man, and don't be afraid to be around others who are just as good as you are or better. You know what I'm saying? That's just, yeah.
That was the best
Be
advice
afraid.
ever. Like,
Yeah.
look, I like kind of, put that on my edit. I was like, remember that. But I mean, like, that's the best advice you really can give, because it's like so many artists I look around, just around Chicago alone, and like, oh, I can't support you because we're doing this. It's like, why?
Right,
like,
right,
but I don't think that they give enough. Like, people like you saying that, whatever. I think that puts like a, like, hey, good job, type of thing on there.
Thank you.
So, but no, I think I wanted to also know. So what is, like, since you're on the record pool, what are you listening to? What's on your top 10 playlist? If not more, if any song, any genre, any artist, it don't matter.
What's crazy is this, as far as like current artists, I really don't. Keep in mind, I want to just tell you this. My mom, she never really let us like watch a lot of TV or listen to too much like current music. She wanted us in a place where we can create our own.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Own originality. And I didn't understand it either, because everybody I was around as a kid, they doing cover songs of other people. I'm just like, hey, I want to do a cover song, But she never really let us do that. So I'm not really into that. But I do listen to oldies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love New Edition. I love Boyz II Men. I love really good music. The music that moves you and makes you feel good. So I'm not listening to any current music right now.
Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way to put it. Like,
it's crazy, but I know.
But I think that I never even looked at it like that. Like, oh my gosh, like that puts in a way creative man. Like, wow, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I mean,
it's different. I didn't understand it either. So.
Do you think, as far as like, I know you got your new album coming out.
Yes, the platform.
Yes. What inspires you really to like do that album and say like, hey, I gotta name it this, I gotta put it out? What inspires you to do that?
I like that question. What's crazy is that I was actually I didn't want to put out another record.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard a voice. And I know who that is. They speak to me all the time. What are you gonna do with it all? I didn't understand what it meant at first.
Right.
A day go by, I hear it again. What are you gonna do with it all? What are you gonna do with everything I've given you, and all the support and favor that I've given you?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I got what he was saying to me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like all of what I blessed you with. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna help? You know? I call this project a platform because I have new writers, producers, even artists that I feel that probably have been forgotten. You know what I'm saying? I want to use this platform, the platform that I've been given, to be able to help, with the transition of moving everything to a new level.
Right.
Because this is my first album as a solo artist too. So yeah,
oh, wow.
it's powerful.
Look, wow.
Powerful.
I think, you know what I'm saying, even by yourself, before, like, everything, I think you were still, because you could tell, like, some artists who, like, this ain't quite it, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or this don't even seem like you comfortable with this song.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could tell, like, you was comfortable, like, you was cool in the video. It was like, everything was like, this is me, this is all me, and this is all me I'm gonna get. Like,
Right.
I think it really, like, brought out a lot of your personality, and, you was really cool with it and just chill. Like,
Thank you.
this is like, I like that, like, it was like a suave type of thing, like a vibe.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, when I looked at it, I'm like, I want to see, like, because when I'm, when you're younger, whatever, you see like different videos and different things. I'm like, so how do you feel about it? Like, even when you get older, like, oh my gosh, like, I still feel like the same way.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I take a look at work that I've done, even from a kid, you know what I'm saying? I take a look at it, I'm motivated by that.
Right.
I even sometimes go back and listen to the records that you know, I've recorded throughout time
Okay.
to motivate me for new projects that I'm working on currently. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best way to do
Yeah.
it. Because I
Yeah.
always say, you know, and I was just talking about this earlier. I was like, man, I think the hardest thing about being an artist, and I'm not an artist, so I would never know, but I'm just saying, like, to me, like, to look at it, it's like, you got this one hit record. It's like, boom, like, everybody love it. This is, no, this is a
man.
top song.
Yeah,
And it's like, now you got to try to top
should-
that.
yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, my God.
how did you ever feel like, you know, when it came down to that, like, did you feel that way too?
Nah, I definitely felt that way.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. It makes it even harder when people recognize
Right.
that you have an ability to be able to come in and take over.
Right.
You have more people that are fighting against that.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're limiting certain areas of promotion,
Right.
outlets. It's
Yeah.
crazy. The stuff that I learned from that record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On my own, not being my mom and my brothers, or, you know, I had to learn it on my own. But yeah, it was a blessing, but at the same time, it was a learning process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for that learning process because now I'm able to offer that to someone else so they don't have to deal with that. You
Yeah,
know? So,
I think that, you know, that's, to me, you know, especially like, you know, artists get impatient. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
you know, hey, I'm trying to get this done. I want to get
Right.
this done. It's like, well, I mean, even, you know, looking at it, because I was a manager, you know, looking at it from even a manager perspective, you know, it puts a lot of stress and a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying, trauma on you, because it's like, well, I'm trying my
Right.
and it's like, you know, and I say this to this day, Young Tuda pushed me to, like, you know what I'm saying, a limit as a manager. I'm like, I went home crying some days, but it's like, you better just wipe your face and get over with, because it's time to get back in it. It's like, it's like, for me, I'm like, I don't know if I should do. Maybe, Lord, this is not my calling. Maybe I should not be doing this. Maybe I didn't pray about this enough. So I had, you know, you get all types of thoughts in your mind, like, maybe this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I ain't, you know, cut out for this like I thought I was.
Right.
But I mean, to have like artists push you, like, especially like you,
Thank you.
see artists like that come, even not let's say from the bottom, but artists that come up and like, oh, okay, like this is like me now. This is how I can roll and, you know, do this and play it off. So I think it was, you know, great to see even, you know, you, especially from an artist from Chicago, because that's the hardest part.
Thank you.
What do you, I mean, does it put like some like struggle on you, like, or type of like make you feel some type of way, like, because you are an artist from Chicago? Did they ever try to, like, you know, anybody, like, did they ever try to like make you feel as though like, hey, you from Chicago, you got to get this done, you got to be like this, like?
Yeah, in the beginning, you know, I had an option of either starting from Chicago, or starting from a different market like Florida with the record or whatever situation was, and I've always been about Chicago. I will forever be about Chicago, and I had to fly out to Atlanta and LA to do business, but for some reason I feel like if everybody's leaving the foundation, how are we building here? Somebody got to stay.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody got to stay, and I'm just keeping it 100. Like when I think about how things are built and put together, like why am I flying to LA? Why am I flying to Atlanta? Because they took out the time to build at home.
Yeah.
We have to do more of that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a major factor to me, and I will always be about Chicago. I will always represent it from the heart. It is what it is, and I mean, some people feel I'm not as big as I need to be.
Right.
But people don't know other people's purpose. You understand
true.
what I'm saying?
That's
So
very
some
true.
people have to stay in certain places to help the foundation.
Right.
And I'm about that. That's what I'm about.
I agree with
and
you.
touching lives like I have. So
I mean, I'm down with you 100%.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, you couldn't say it no better, because even when, and it's crazy because I feel bad saying it, because when I would get off the plane, like, you know, I'd be in the airport to Atlanta, I'd be so happy.
Right.
And it's like when I come home, you know, you always see the movies like the bus go by you, and it's like, oh, like, can't believe I'm here. Like, it was just to the point, like, I'm just like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta, like, this is gotta, I just want to get out.
Right.
But it was like when I go to Atlanta airport, it's like, hi guys. Hello. Happy to see you. But it just made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? It just gave me a sense of feeling like, oh my God, I'm happy. Like, the sun is out. Like, and it was like, you should have the same feeling at home. And it's like, when I thought about that, I'm like, you know, you definitely got to represent for your city for one. And two, it's like, I'll never forget we was in Atlanta and they said, dude trying to talk to my friend, and he was like, she was like, we're not from here, and he was like, oh, where you from? She said from Chicago, and he said, oh no, never mind. I said, oh, and she went off like she just snapped.
He from Atlanta, right?
He from Atlanta, so he was like, and I tell him, you got to understand, everything you see in the media, everything you see on the news, that's not what makes Chicago. And that's not what all of Illinois and Chicago is, period. There's some good parts, there's some struggling parts, and it's just like, you got to understand, everybody didn't have a start like you did. Everybody didn't have a start like I did, because people think I was born like with a silver spoon in my mouth. I said, well, I wish, but it just, everybody got their own struggles and their own turbulence and things. So I just think that, with you bringing the light on that, it's really true. Like, you got to think about it.
We have to, and I'm grateful that I've gained that understanding throughout this time, me being able to do music. It's like, we can't forget.
Right. Agreed.
These are elements that we can't forget, and a lot of people, they don't speak about it because everybody want to make it. Well, like you said, everybody's struggle and grind is different.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I've been doing this since a kid, so a lot of different things that people are striving for, I've already had.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
true.
I know how it feels to have, certain things, so I'm not as driven to have those things, understanding what it entails, and lose my soul. I ain't got time. You can't touch lives that way. I'm in the business of touching lives where I didn't have money, and I was trying to figure out how to live properly and have me my own spot and place. Once those things started to happen for me, new goals set in.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? New goals set in for me. So it wasn't about making money anymore, or understanding that I have enough talent to be able to, and know how to be able to make money. Okay, now what do I do now? When I'm stepping on stage and I'm seeing young girls and grown men with and relationships and that are married saying, hey man, you saved my marriage, man. This is something that I was going through that I didn't even understand even how to get it out. You said it. And I'll never leave mine. I'll never leave my girl. And I said to myself at the end of the day, why I'm steady trying to chase a record that sound like that record, because the radio stations say, hey, we need another one that sound like that. Instead of just doing it naturally like I did before, and coming up with real content that will affect others. You know what I'm saying? In a positive manner.
I mean, but like I always said, if you all don't know, of course, like I say about our platform, that's where I draw the line to a lot of things. I've been told, oh, you need to ask different questions. Oh, you need to ask about this. You need to ask. I said, but that's not, you drawn away from the fact of, and then you starting to become like other media that's, just messy. And it's like, I didn't want that platform to be, like that. And it's just, people didn't understand. They like, oh, you need to ask more detail, get into their lives. I'm like, what does that have to do with their music?
Right.
I mean, because, I think like with your music, outcomes like, stuff you've been through, the pain, the hurt, the breakups, the makeups, all that. And it's like, you're going to find that out through the music. So you don't even have to ask like that. You know what I'm saying? If you ask about the music how you supposed to, when you ask them like, hey, how did this song go? And, how did you even come up with this? It's like, okay, boom, I got it. Because it's like, I've already, done it. So it's like, I don't know. I just always thought like, being cleaner is the way to go, of course. But I definitely appreciate you, of course. Did you have any shout outs to give?
Well, I definitely want to give a shout out to the record pool. Number one, I love what you guys are doing. I encourage more artists to come on to the show. I want to give a shout out to my management, Emma West and Deidre Turner. I want to give a shout out to my two daughters, Aubrey and Brianna. I love y'all very much.
Those names are beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Aubrey, I like that.
Thank you.
Like, I'm like, man, I just ever thought about, when you get older, it's like, man, I just want to change your name. Like, I just heard this name. I think that I click more. It's like you can't do that to kids. They already know it as, Samara or Samantha or whatever. It's like, now, that name sound like more. I think that your personality might fit.
Right.
I think I might have to change your name. But it's like when you get older, you can't really do that. Right. So, for one, I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for giving the encouragement and advice you did.
No problem.
And, we'll always keep in touch with Ben One.
Yep.
And if you don't know, I have some news for you guys. So the next showcase will be March 6th. So if you all don't know, I'm letting you know. Everybody's been asking me. Everybody's been pressuring me and struggling me and everything. So details are coming soon. Artists, if you want to register, I don't know the fee yet, but you know it will be one. I try to keep it as low as possible to help them out. But because I understand, like, video shoots and everything.
Right.
Those things are expensive.
Right.
And it's like when you rebudget it, it's like, man, your budget need to be a little higher than
Oh, yeah.
But it's like you can't do nothing.
Right.
So, but you gotta work with what you got. So I'm gonna help you guys out. Definitely make sure you guys check out the record pool. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And follow us. If you can follow us at Ben One.
Yeah, official Ben One.
He's
Oh.
official.
I won't stop. I won't